All right, good morning. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. It is 12:30 a.m. on the 12th of January 2024. Would help if my weather radar was showing up on here. I don't know why it's not. Oh, I really hate technology. Hold on a second. It wouldn't be a video without something messing up, so we'll just go the old-fashioned way. Drag it right where it's supposed to be. That'll work for now. I'll clean it up in a minute. But again, it is about 12:30 a.m. on Friday, the 12th of January 2024. We've got a line of storms that has quickly erupted along the leading edge of a cold front from near Paris to let's say Richardson, east side of Dallas, down to Waxahachie, Hillsboro, all the way down to just west of Waco to Killeen. These storms are behaving themselves so far. They are producing hail, nickel to, at times, quarters, heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning, some gusty winds. At this point, they are not considered severe. But the eruption occurred just like we said it was going to all evening. It'd be quiet most of the evening, and then right around midnight, storms would fire up quick, and that's what they did. We've also, for what it's worth, since we'll be talking about snow and ice over the coming days, we've got some snow showers moving into Lubbock. Some showers issue for the next few hours. In terms of impacts, will be this line of thunderstorms that has erupted, and it'll continue moving off to the east at a pretty quick rate. Something that's a bit of an issue for us is that we have an individual thunderstorm that has fired up west of Mount Pleasant, what we call a thunderstorm east of the squall line, a semi-discrete supercell. That thunderstorm is in an environment that does support severe weather, including the potential for a tornado based on very strong low-level wind shear, if the storm is able to organize to that point. So far it has not, but it is showing signs of intensification, and a tornado watch is in effect through 4 a.m. for northeast Texas and the Ark-La-Tex, so we're going to need to watch it and monitor it carefully in the event it does attempt to intensify. But otherwise, again, a line of storms with small hail, gusty winds, heavy rain, lightning extending from Paris down towards areas between McKinney and Greenville, down towards the east side of Dallas, Garland, Richardson, all the way down through Red Oak, Waxahachie, down to Carl's Corner, Hillsboro, Aquila, China Springs, McGregor, down to the Grove, west of Moffett, down towards Killeen. And again, this line of storms is moving east pretty quickly at about 40 to 50 miles an hour. It might be even faster than that. At this point, strongest storms this morning with this line could, at times, produce quarter to perhaps slightly larger than quarter size hail, wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour, and the potential for a tornado on the low side. That being said, a tornado watch is in effect through 4 a.m. for northeast Texas. We've got storm chasers out and about. We have meteorologist Jason Cooley and storm chaser Adam Lucio. They're both currently sitting in Mount Vernon on Interstate 30 watching this individual discrete storm that's fired up east of their location. Maybe. Yep, there we go, just southwest of their location. They're keeping an eye on that storm in case it intensifies. It's moving northeast, and in terms of any sort of tornado issue, if we were to have one this morning, this would be the most likely candidate in the short term. In fact, we just had a report of quarter-size hail just north of Mount Vernon, so a severe thunderstorm warning will be needed for that storm, as it is now considered severe by producing 1-inch diameter size hail. So that storm itself moving slower than the squall line, northeast at about 35 to 40 miles an hour. And they'll be out this morning keeping an eye on things, as will we. So, plan of attack here is, while we have no severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings in effect, we'll be doing cut-ins about every 20 minutes, give or take. And if we end up with severe weather or tornado warnings, we'll end up doing long-form coverage. But video's going to be staying here. We'll just switch it over to the storm chasers. You can listen in to them as they discuss their situation and the ongoing storms. And again, we'll be back here in about 15 minutes sooner if needed. You can always keep an eye on the sky in your neighborhood or across the country with the free Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar, or better yet, just pop in, download our free mobile app available in your device's app store. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers. Again, I'll be back 15 minutes. Until then, we'll jump in with Jason and Adam and see what's going on near Mount Vernon.
Y'all night owls, staying up with me. Weather knows no time schedule. Yeah, for this little cell, Shreveport radar probably is better. For the line, obviously DFW is the better radar to use there. Tornado warning in Little Rock. East of the highway. Dang, where do you go from there? Yeah. If it looked like it was going to be bigger, I'd be diving over there. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to follow this is. You know, this thing isn't moving as fast as it's not moving super fast. Maybe it's trying to get rooted. I would have expected it to be moving faster. I think we're going to get dumped on here in a moment. See a little wannabe shelf out there. Hail Mary ramp time. Woo. You gotta go like this, and then like this, and then it throws you onto the interstate. Give the storm a little bit of breathing room still. Storm is struggling a little bit. struggling a little. But it's still discreet, still isolated. So it's the best game in town right now as opposed to getting on a line. Probably take that highway north out of Mount Pleasant. Put us right back in the business area. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Son of a... Ah. For those of you new here, sometimes when I sneeze, it's followed up with a bout of Tourette's. Just to warn you. Random things come out of my mouth after I sneeze. that how you actually spell that? Because I would have no idea how you spell Gesundheit. I would probably try to spell it like G-A-Z-U-N-T-I-T-E. This is why I chase tornadoes. You know, I'm glad spell check works for somebody. On my phone, it changes my sentences to just the most random things, random words to random things. And then when I'm trying to figure out how to spell a word, it won't show it to me. Talk about a worthless piece of technology. See, I would have put a Z in there too. Like, how do you have a word like kazoo? Zoo without a Z. Must be a German word, the way it's spelled. Google, designed to be the world's most powerful search engine, used for spell check. Hey Melissa, thank you for being here. Husband is in a camper in Mount Vernon. Well, the storm is to the northeast of there. It's just producing heavy rain and some lightning right now. Maybe some like pea to dime size hail. So it's not terribly organized right now. But we're staying with it. I'm bouncing over to Mount Pleasant right now, and then we're going to go north. But there is a line of storms approaching from the west. So there will be more storms moving through in about 45 minutes to an hour. Those could have some damaging winds with them if the line organizes some more.
All right, good morning. It is 12:50 a.m. now. The 12th of January 2024. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. We are monitoring. There we go, so you can actually see this. A line of strong thunderstorms that has erupted over the last hour to hour and a half, bringing quite a bit of a ruckus to parts of the Metroplex. All of these storms are producing a lot of small hail, it sounds like, but the good news is right now we have no severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings, meaning we don't expect any hail to exceed the size of a quarter, 1 inch in diameter. Wind gusts so far, we haven't really heard of too much in that regard. It's going to get windy behind the cold front anyway. And even with a tornado watch in effect through 4 a.m., we don't have any tornado warnings, which is a good thing. If we had tornado warnings, we would definitely be doing long-form severe weather coverage. Also out this morning, we have storm chaser Adam Lucio and meteorologist Jason Cooley. They are heading east on Interstate 30, now near Mount Pleasant. They're keeping an eye on this little discrete thunderstorm that's popped up near Mount Vernon, as discrete storms ahead of the squall line have a increased potential for some mischief and spinny doom potential. But so far, that storm has struggled to intensify and is thus good news for anyone who doesn't chase storms, which I think is about 99.9% of you watching. Behind this line of storms, once this line of storms moves through your location, it's done. No more storms. In fact, it's not going to storm again for the next week at least, in the sense of, a severe thunderstorm potential. Winter storm? It's a little more debatable. That may be an issue by Sunday night. and Monday. But we're going to deal with that once we're past this. Clearly, everyone at this point, unless you've been hiding under a rock, knows we're about to get cold again. And we'll deal with that in our morning Texas Weather Roundup video we post every day to our website, app, and social media. But for now, we're going to focus on the stormies. Once again, once this line of storms makes it past your location, it's done for the night. Currently, storms extend from near Paris, Greenville, Mesquite, Rockwall, about to enter Seagoville, all the way down to Ferris, Palmer, Bardwell, Mertens, Malone, all the way down to now Lacey, Lakeview, Belmead, Waco, Woodway, Hewitt, down to just west of Temple. And so far, storms do not extend further south than that. Again, these are going to be moving pretty quick at about 50 to 60 miles an hour, moving quick east at about 50 to 60 miles per hour. And once they move past your location, we'll see gusty northwest winds, dropping temperatures, and no more storms. So, the main severe weather threat, and right now we have no severe storms technically, so the main threat for storms tonight, this morning, really for the next 3 hours or so, will be the Ark-La-Tex, northeast Texas, eastern North Texas, east of this line of storms, portions of East Texas. This line of storms may try to build a little further south, but if it does not, then, well, the cutoff line, I guess the southern periphery, would be Highway 190. So, tornado watch in effect through 4 a.m. for northeast Texas and parts of the Piney Woods of East Texas. This main line of storms so far behaving itself with small hail, generally dime to nickels, some gusty winds, cloud-to-ground lightning, and heavy rainfall. It's only going to last about 5 to 10 minutes before it moves east. Things are going to clear out pretty quickly. You'll probably get to enjoy a nice lightning show off to your east as the storms quickly move away. We are watching one discrete thunderstorm that's out all by its lonesome, which is not something you want to see when we're dealing with a squall line. Those of you who have watched us before know when we're talking about storms ahead of the squall line, usually they are at a higher risk of producing severe weather. But so far, this storm now near Mount Vernon, moving towards Tauco, eventually towards Avery and DeKalb, is behaving itself. We've got storm chasers Adam Lucio and Jason Cooley, meteorologist Jason Cooley in Mount Pleasant. They're going to be keeping up with this storm until it exits the state to make sure it doesn't try to do any sort of mischievous behavior, and then they'll intercept this line of storms as it races east towards their location. So again, putting this loop back in motion, we have no severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings in effect. Main line of storms racing off to the east quickly at about 50 to 60 miles an hour. For most folks, it'll only stick around for 5 to 10 minutes because it's moving so quickly, and then it'll race off to the east. No more storms behind it. We'll have much cooler temperatures and gusty northwest winds as a strong cold front moves in. We may even see a few snow flurries closer to the morning rush hour across the DFW Metroplex with no impacts. As we head back into West Texas, for what it's worth, we've had some snow out around more into Lubbock, just about half an inch of accumulation. Then you can see those showers and even some light snow showers across portions of Northwest Texas with maybe a dusting of snow. Not a big deal. But again, the DFW Metroplex, places like Denton, Fort Worth, Dallas, McKinney, you're done with any storms for tonight. Main issue for the next 30 minutes as this line of storms moves east towards Sulphur Springs, Terrell, Canton, Athens, Kemp, Gun Barrel City, Corsicana, Mejia, Groesbeck, Thornton, Marlin, down to Chilton, Lott, Cameron, and, well, Granger, Holland, Little River Academy, and Temple. So, we'll keep an eye out. Would not be surprised if we had some severe thunderstorm warnings this morning. We may even have a tornado warning or two if these storms try to spin themselves up into a bit of a rowdy mess as they move closer to Louisiana in a few hours. But again, these should be east of Texas by 4 to 5 a.m. They're flying east at 50 to 60. And so far, so good. Just a quick round of rain, some thunder, lightning, small hail, gusty winds, but we're doing all right. So, with that being said, we'll have our next update here at 1:15, about 20 minutes from now. We'll be back sooner if needed. And until then, we'll switch back over to the live Storm Chaser feed from Adam Lucio and Jason Cooley. They're near Mount Pleasant. And again, if we have any warnings come out, any sort of mischievous behavior, we'll be back before 1:15. As always, you can keep an eye on the sky with the free Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar.
noticing a lack of surface flow. Joel? Well, looks like we got us a little elephant race up here.
Interstate 30 northeast of Mount Pleasant. Watching a discrete storm just to my north. I'm gonna have to get over to US 259 and jog north, and then get on up toward DeKalb. I'm gonna get myself back ahead of this storm. It's crossing a river of some sort. So it's a tough one to get to. But I'll be at US 259 here pretty soon. Thank you, everybody, for watching. So essentially, I have to get to DeKalb. It's about 20 minutes away. And then it'll be going right into Arkansas. In DeKalb, and then it gets a little tricky. I have to go back east toward New Boston and head north across the river into Arkansas. So I might actually have to follow this thing in Arkansas. Texas Storm Chasers keeping you covered. We're watching one storm out ahead of the line that would be the one storm maybe to produce a tornado if it gets attacked together. Remains to be seen, but it can happen here. A pretty favorable environment. Northeast of Mount Pleasant, headed heading toward DeKalb, Texas. Gonna rendezvous this storm that's by itself out in front of the line. See what's going on with it. Then probably have to chase it in Arkansas. I'll be exiting at US 259 DeKalb in 2 miles. East on I-30, about to exit US 259 toward DeKalb, Texas. As of just 4 minutes ago, radar confirms that this storm is still hanging by its lonesome self north of Mount Pleasant. So I've got to meet it. Storm kind of looks a little wonky. But I'm out here, so I'll be chasing it. Sense closing the lane and still having the exit, but managed. Right, we're going northeast toward DeKalb, Texas. Gonna stay on this little storm out ahead of the line. So this is US 259 leaving I-30. Headed northeast toward DeKalb, Texas. Far northeast Texas. This storm that is in front of the line may exhibit more supercellular characteristics than the line. Anything in the 3D feature, maybe some spin up, maybe the storm ahead of it at producing storm. Besides the pre-fail. From Bowie County. super chat. I was monitoring David's live stream, so I'm not sure who sent it. Sorry for missing that. It should have popped up on the screen, at least. Thanks to Streamlabs. We've had over 8,000 views today on our live G stream today in less than 90 minutes. Take that as a win, being 1 in the morning. Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm pulled over south of DeKalb, just watching this storm now to the west. I might run into a hail core here. the storm is kind of just not reaching a full potential, if you will. We still have storms farther back to the west that will have some embedded rotations, so that's going to be the show. I think if this isn't taken off, bets may need to be made on the line that is currently over Hubbard, Rice, Rock.
All right, good morning. It is 1:15, Friday the 12th of January, 2024. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer, along with Storm Chaser Adam Lucio and meteorologist Jason Cooley. They are north of Mount Pleasant, heading up towards DeKalb to track a thunderstorm that is out ahead of the squall line. So we take a look at the radar here. You can see we've got a pretty gnarly line of thunderstorms now approaching Clarksville down to Greenville, Cooper down to Terrell, Rice on Interstate 45 all the way down to Hubbard, now east of Interstate 35, mostly. I just realized I don't have Interstate showing on this graphic. Hold on a second, that's going to bug me. Why are there not interstates? That's a very interesting little dilemma. There we go. Now east of Interstate 35, this line of storms moving east at about 45 to 55 miles an hour, producing a lot of dime to nickel-size hail. For a thunderstorm to be considered severe and a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued, a storm needs to be producing quarter-size hail, 1 inch in diameter or larger, or winds of 58 miles an hour or higher. And obviously you get a tornado warning with a tornado. At this point, no tornado warnings. No severe thunderstorm warnings. These storms are loud and proud, but they are not producing quarter-size hail or larger or damaging winds at 58 miles an hour or higher, and we obviously have no tornado warnings. That's the good news. So if you're along I-35 or I-35E or Highway 75 points west, you're done. No more storms tonight or for probably the next week in the sense of, traditional thunderstorms. Snow, ice, that's a different story, but we're not going to get into that right now. What we are watching is this line of storms again moving east at about 45 to 55 miles an hour. We'll take a look at this thunderstorm that's out ahead of the main line of storms, out all by its lonesome. We usually like keeping an eye on these just in case they try to become supercellular and tornadic, but the good news is, so far this storm has remained steady state, is not really showing much intensification, probably producing some small hail. You can see the purple, the Sarah indicating that. This storm's now north of Interstate 30, north of Mount Pleasant, northeast of Talco, moving northeast quickly towards Avery and DeKalb. From there it'll cross over Highway 259, eventually probably moving right over the Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas border before moving into southwestern Arkansas. This main line of storms will continue to race east at 50 to 60 miles an hour this morning before exiting Texas to the east by 4 to 5 a.m. So that means all of y'all east of this line of storms, Cameron over to Crockett, Lufkin, Nacogdoches, Henderson, Longview, Tyler, Palestine, Athens, Mineola, Texarkana, Mount Pleasant, Atlanta, everyone on 59 all the way from Texarkana, maybe down to Jasper, depending on how far south this line of storms builds. You're going to get some rain and some lightning and thunder later this morning. A tornado watch remains in effect until 4 a.m. for northeast Texas, just in case some of these storms decide to become rowdy with some wind, maybe a low tornado threat, a lot of small hail. But so far, they're behaving themselves, which is good. Back further west, we've actually got a few snow showers now. Northwest Texas in the Big Country, this activity, rain snow line roughly along and north of 380 from Benjamin to Aspermont to Haskell north. Some light rain up on 82, 114, about to hit Seymour. Light showers further south towards Anson. This activity will move east into North Texas and the Metroplex later this morning while weakening, but can't rule out a few sprinkles or even snow flakes in the Metroplex later this morning. No impacts are expected. Still some light snow showers out in West Texas and the Panhandle. This activity winding down. We had some spots like Morton get about half an inch of snow overnight or earlier this evening. All right, y'all want a tracker? We'll put a tracker on it. Let's first off press some buttons here. Let me see if I can't get some this to pop up. One moment. Switch to the high resolution radar. See if we can't get some of these to pop up. And it may not want to. Let's try to make sure I've got the actual speed down with these. That's good to know. So give me just a second. I'm going to double check to get the exact forward rate, or the forward speed here. Yeah, about 45 miles an hour, 50. So we'll do 50. All right, we're going to turn that back off. Go back to this. Let me draw a storm track. That's a garbage. Again, moving east at about 50. So again, I'll just mouse over some locations. Clarksville, next 10 minutes. Boston, New Boston, about 150. Mount Pleasant, 155. Sulphur Springs, 130. Canton, about 145. Mineola, about 204. 2. Athens, about 2 a.m. Corsicana, next 10 minutes. Fairfield, about 155. Mahia, about 135 to 140. Groesbeck, about 140. Marlin, next 10 minutes. Cameron, about 140. Hearn, about 2 a.m. So again, Canton, about 150. Mineola, 205. We're looking at the next 10 minutes for Sulphur Springs, about 155 for Mount Pleasant, Bogota the next several minutes, and then Boston, New Boston, 150 from the squall line. Keep in mind, New Boston, you've got a thunderstorm approaching from the southwest now. That'll be arriving in the next few minutes with some small hail and lightning as that'll pass west of Boston towards DeKalb. So again, no severe storms at this point. But we'll keep an eye out this morning, and as always, you can get your local weather information, your local forecast, and interactive weather radars and notifications of these live coverage videos with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Yeah, we got our own app, and it's free to download. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers in the Apple app, Google Play stores, or in a web browser, you can just type in texasweather.app. That's the Texas Weather app. You could search for us with that, Texas Storm Chasers. There you go. Plan of attack is to do another one of these updates at 1:45 a.m. If we get any warnings before then, we'll be back. Otherwise, again, interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar, or you can just download our free mobile app and track the storms there and get your local weather forecast. We'll head back over now to Storm Chasers Adam Lucio and meteorologist Jason Cooley. We'll keep an eye on them as they are near DeKalb, keeping an eye on this discrete thunderstorm ahead of the squall line.
was here in DeKalb on April 25th, 2011. That was a day. Texas. Lucio's right in front of me in the next car ahead. Might be moving up on this storm.
Thing's just gonna rocket into Oklahoma. Tail end up traffic. So,
yeah, the line looks pretty good for at least some hail and wind. Got a little bit of QLC up.
looks like Gen Con Shreveport.
Yeah, it's gonna be probably well south of I-30. That segment of the, I think it's on the dry line. It's just got hail, some embedded gusty winds, good lightning. It's really all you can hope for. QLCS looked good.
That on DFW radar looks like Gen Con Shreveport. look better on. Oh, that was the old street. Take a look at the
Yeah, it's gonna be probably well south of I-30. That segment of the, I think it's on the dry line. It's just got hail. Some embedded gusty winds. Good lightning. That's really all you can hope for. It looks like the new updrafts are going up into this complex, so when it goes into Arkansas, there's a chance it might decide to be cute.
Yeah, if that tail end could perk up, go up that Highway 8 out of Boston. See if that does something. It's gonna get munched. Wow. It's gonna get munched by this line soon.
severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for the thunderstorm near DeKalb, the storm you're watching on the live chaser streams. This storm, moving northeast at 60 miles an hour, will exit Texas shortly. We continue to monitor the line of thunderstorms from near Sulphur Springs to Wills Point to Gun Barrel City to Corsicana to just west of Mahia to Rosebud. The line of thunderstorms, currently behaving itself with no warnings, is moving east at 50 miles an hour. The potential for nickel-size hail, 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, a lot of lightning and heavy rainfall. That line of storms, again, moving east pretty quick, so it won't last more than 5 to 10 minutes at any given location. The threat for storms in the Metroplex has ended. We'll have a full update at 1:45 a.m. or 7 minutes from now.
I think we're catching that thing. These dang updrafts are just too transient, leapfrogging each other. Well-timed green light never hurts. Ow, I spoke too freaking soon. Why are you turning red? There's nobody coming. Pointless. That was dumb. Because I said it. Because I had to say something. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Something. Whatever that saying is. Sudden lane edit. Alright. It's a very Texas thing.
And of course it goes severe when it's about to leave the state.
Ain't that always the way? I'll make a fool's run north on this road in case one of these southern updrafts perks up. But I'm getting to the point where pretty soon I might be just doubling back on I-30 to get whatever south in that line. Never mind. School zone.
All right, good morning. 1:45 a.m. Friday the 12th of January 2023. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer, along with Storm Chaser Adam Lucio, meteorologist Jason Cooley, both who have now entered no data land north of DeKalb. We're currently monitoring a line of strong thunderstorms. There are no severe warnings on these storms, meaning the line of storms itself. A lot of diamond and nickel size hail, it sounds like. We've got a lot of small hail being produced. Very cold temperatures aloft, so that makes sense. We've had some gusty winds, though to be honest, we're going to have stronger winds behind the line of storms when Crashy the cold front comes in a few hours, so there's something to look forward to. And we've had no tornado warnings, which is a blessing, and we hope it stays that way this morning, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to hear myself talk for more than a few minutes at a time this morning. Main line of storms extends from near Rosebud and Marland up through Wortham, Gun Barrel City, Wills Point, all the way up to now Sulphur Springs, west of Mount Vernon, northeast to DeKalb. And again, the line of storms is moving east at about 50 miles per hour, capable of producing dime to nickel size hail, a lot of cloud ground lightning, brief round of heavy rain, maybe about 10 minutes worth, and gusty winds. We'll quit the animation. We'll do a storm track on all this real quick just to show you where we think it'll be over the next hour or so. And again, it is moving east at about 50 miles per hour. So we'll do that. DeKalb, line of storms. You're getting hit by an individual storm right now, but the main line will be there at about 2:05 a.m. Mount Pleasant about 2 a.m. It looks like Mineola about 2:05 to 2:10. City of Tyler about 2:40 a.m. Athens about 2:05 to 2:10. Palestine about 2:40 a.m. Fairfield about 2:05. Buffalo about 2:20. Hewitt about 2:20 to 2:25. Marquez about 2:15. Franklin about 2:10 to 2:15. Groesbeck down to Bremen the next few minutes. Corsicana, you're about done. Kearns the next 5 minutes. Same for Gun Barrel City. Canton, about 5-10 minutes from now. Quitman, about 2. Ooh, nice lightning. About 2 to 2:05 a.m. Winnsboro, about 1:55. Next 10 minutes, Mount Pleasant, a few minutes before 2. Naples, about 2:10 to 2:15. New Boston, about 2:23. Maud, about 2:30. City of Texarkana should be approaching the west sides of town at 2:45 a.m. So this main line of thunderstorms continues to move from west to east at about 50 miles an hour, currently capable of producing a lot of dime and nickel size hail. That's on the small side. It's not considered severe. Quarter size, 1 inch in diameter and larger is considered severe. Wind gusts of 58 miles an hour are considered severe. This is probably doing about 30 to 40. And we have no tornadoes. So with that being said, we'll keep an eye on it as this line of storms continues to race east at 50 miles an hour. If you're downstream of it, say from Madisonville to Jasper north, pretty good chance you're going to get rain, some thunder and lightning over the next 2 to 3 hours. Could also have small hail, gusty winds. The severe weather threat is on the lower side, but not zero. We may still be dealing with some severe thunderstorms or even a tornado warning or two this morning. But as long as storms remain in a line and we don't see any kinks in that line or storms try to go semi-discreet, kind of space themselves out a bit, the tornado threat should remain low, even though we have a lot of low-level winds here this morning. Damaging winds, a possibility, but so far so good. And hail sizes have stayed mainly below the size of a quarter. So that is good news for us. We've had a couple of tornado warnings around the Little Rock metro this morning, and they've got some wind damage and they had hail, so we're doing well for ourselves for sure. So we'll be keeping an eye on things here at the Texas Storm Chasers. The only severe storm right now is the storm Adam and Jason are on north of DeKalb, about to move into southwest Arkansas, west of Ashdown, Arkansas. But as they keep up with that storm, eventually they'll probably turn back around and intercept the squall line. We'll keep an eye on things here at the Texas Storm Chasers, and until then, we'll go back to their live feed. We'll have another update at 2:15 a.m. If we have any new warnings, we'll be back sooner than that. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. You can keep an eye on the sky. The free Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar, TexasStormChasers.com. Better yet, download our free app, Texas Storm Chasers, in your app store, or just type in texasweather.app.app in your web browser. It'll take you right to the download page. You get interactive weather radar, storm chasing video, and your local weather forecast. So we'll be back by 2:15 or sooner if necessary.
So we made it to Arkansas, huh? Interesting. Then we're gonna go intercept some hail.
Point the car the other way.
Right here, we're looking at a nice whale's mouth. Whale's mouth formation.
Thing's starting to perk up a little bit down there. Hopefully I got a signal, which it looks like I do, so that's good. Y'all are still with me. You're awesome. Nothing like some night owl chasing. See a big whale's mouth though, so our storms are likely undercut. But that core is beefing up to my southwest here. Have a good one, Eric. Thanks for tuning in. That's right, Keith. We are looking southwest at the new developing cells over DeKalb. I think I'm going to go add some moisture. Hopefully y'all won't be listening this time. Apparently my mic is good. taking a look at the structure. It's just a big old whale's mouth here. So our storms are definitely undercut. Means they're not really worth chasing, but that's what's here. This thing can perk up some more. Dang it! If this thing can perk up some more, get a nice little hail core, we'll do some core punching. But as far as tornado threat goes, we're pretty much at 0. Unless we get some type of crazy, weird QLCS cell merger interaction that manages to create its own warm air. Unlikely, though. Let's just listen. Who's all hanging out with us at 2 a.m. in the morning, Central Standard Time? I think so, Keith. There's just the thermodynamic support just isn't there. There'll be random bouts of severe weather. Actually, the Florida Panhandle, that area was looking pretty enticing, along with the area around northern Mississippi. So I bet there's a couple pockets of severe weather, but I don't think we're going to see a full-scale outbreak type scenario unfold today. I mean, if this is any indication, then we're already off to a bad start here. Whoa, big old lightning. Gesundheit again. If these little stringy cells can grow, we'll do some core punching. And if they don't, we're just going to let them slide by, and then I'm going to start making my way back east on 30. Because this stuff really isn't worth pursuing much further. But hello, Thunder. I have missed you. Is this a new warning? No, it's the old warning. "33 of you watching, thank you for being here. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you're new. It's free to support. Goes a long way. I had pretty low expectations today. I just wanted to get out, see some storms, do a little bit of a test run with YouTube.
Hey Charlie, hey Tad. Thank you so much.
Super spotter. You go get that janky failing line of garbage. Yeah, I don't think we can keep up with that. We need sell. I'm hoping this one by DeKalb becomes the new guy. There's a nice little delta area, so we'll have a good view. Thinking about punching that core in Foreman again, just for the heck of it, salvage the day.
Going into Foreman, Arkansas. Got a hail core, severe warning storm. Got to test it out. Got to intercept.
then this other updraft by the cab has a little troll hook on each other. Ah! Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Just do some more. This is a big old whale's mouth. Stuff is all in the cut. I'm gonna go find some hail. Go play in some hail if there is any.